Hi everybody, I'm Captain Floofers and welcome back to Jet Force Gemini. Unfortunately, Greg is not with us this week. I know it's been a few weeks since I last put up a video, but Greg's not with us this week. We actually were both ready to go for this session. Unfortunately, something came up on my end, which prevented me from being able to record at the time we normally record. So I'm actually doing this a few hours later than we normally do. So that's why Greg's not here. Now, when we last left off, we had started what I call the collectathon part of the game. This is where we have to scour all of the game worlds to find spaceship parts, as well as rescue all of the tribals, because once we do that, we'll get one of said spaceship parts. And we did all of what I had written down for Juno to do. I did do some gameplay in between parts, mainly to just get some stuff that I missed because I didn't want to double back and do that on camera because it would be too time consuming for the limited time we had to record. So I'm just going to go ahead and play a scripted little presentation that basically summarizes what I did during that little side session there. So first off and foremost, I decided to redo the chasm level in Mizar's palace to get those tribals I missed with Lupus. It turns out that after hopping up that ledge in the dark area, the side room with all the Mizar tokens actually has a small alcove that I overlooked the first time around, and lo and behold, the tribals are hanging out in there. After spending some time doing another lap around the area just to be thorough, and going back to the landing pad to grab two tribals that I ironically missed this time around, I headed back to the chasm exit to lock in my tribal total. My next order of business was to head to the SS Anubis and finish the Floyd mission with a high enough score to get the earplugs. I figure since I would be starting Vila's part of the collectathon by going to Water Ruin anyway, I might as well just win the earplugs with her. Much as I suspected, this was the bit that took the most time for me, and I eventually started using restore points so that I wouldn't need to waste any time picking up more Mizar tokens whenever I ran out, because that disrupted the momentum a bit. I would reset the run every time I missed one of the circuit boards, since going back for them takes way too much time, but the collectibles weren't the sticking point with the minigame. That was easily sorted by just memorizing where they showed up. The problem was with the target shooting. Because aiming is so twitchy with modern controllers on many N64 games to me, it took a while before I was able to get a run where I didn't spend too much time on targets before moving on. I was eventually able to get this run where I got lucky with my shots on the first two targets, which saved me enough time to win the gold medal and the earplugs. Again, since I was going to Water Ruin anyway, I figure I would also head to the Sekhmet with Vila, so that I could reattempt collecting all of the tribals, since Greg accidentally shot one during Juno's run-through. The plan would then be to take the secondary exit, which I thought would fly me straight to Water Ruin, allowing me to just save my restore point upon arrival in preparation for this video's recording session. First off, I made a whole circuit around the ship before I realized that I was still missing a couple of tribals. And then I watched back the previous video and learned that I would need to use Juno anyway, because those tribals were in the area with the lava that only he can access. So I took Juno and went through the entire level again, got all the tribals this time, see, here's me getting the one that Greg accidentally shot last time, and locked in my total. Oh, and it turns out that exiting again just takes me to the map screen and not straight to Water Ruin. Anyway, back to the main video. So yeah, now that we're all caught up, let's go ahead and start what I have down as Vila's section here. I don't know how long I'm going to be recording tonight. I do know that um, Vila's section is probably the longest one I have down, so it may be a little while. Plus, there is another one of those Floyd missions that I have to do a little bit later. But we'll just see how it goes. Maybe I'll be able to. I guess it depends on how long I want to go for. But the current plan is to finish up the list I have for Vila, and then next time we'll do Lupus's section, and then basically go on to the end of the game. I don't know if the... I'm going to turn up the game audio a little bit. Sorry if it's a little jarring. It's a little bit low on my end. So if it sounds super duper unbalanced, it probably is. Usually when I play stuff on the Switch or whatever I have hooked up to my second monitor, I do have to bring up OBS now to actually have sound go through to my speakers, because my newer monitor does not have speakers built in, because I previously used a TV, which did have speakers. So we're going over to Ivana Bear here, because she wanted us to get the aforementioned earplugs, which we got with Vila. So let's... she's gonna give her initial spiel. And then we'll do anything I can... Aha, now those earplugs might do the trick. Could I have them? And then she gives us the power cell, I believe. Just the ticket, thanks. Now let this take this little bit of junk and give me some peace, okay? Now the reason I had Vila do that was because I was coming back to this planet with Vila anyway, because there is another spaceship part that we need Vila to get, because there is an underwater passage here someplace. I don't remember precisely where it was. I gotta look for it. It's been a long time since I've actually done like practice runs and stuff before recording. It just takes me back to when I first did Mole Mania back in like 2010, and like every little bit of gameplay that I did in that one video, I did like in practice first. I haven't done that in years. I've always thought about maybe going back to doing that kind of approach just to save time, but like, you know, I'm recording for hours at a time anyway these days, so it doesn't really fucking matter. I don't know if it's on the central island. Just a whole... Oh, no, there it is. So we go into here. It's playing Rith S's music. And this is why we needed Vila, because we need to swim underwater to get in here. And there is, just sitting around, the nitrogen tank. So we're done here with Water Ruin for now. We will be coming back here with Lupus to get the tribals at another time. But for now, we're going to take Lupus. We're going to take Vila to Tofrit. We've done pretty much most of everything that we could possibly do on Tofrit at this point. But I think I hinted before that there is a spaceship part here that needs Vila because she can, swim underwater and all that. It's in the bridge area. So we actually do have a bit to walk. Make sure that we at least take out enough enemies to progress. Unfortunately, we can't skip these cutscenes, so that's why we have to sit and watch them every time. Sorry. I don't even know why I keep looking back at the list. This is literally the only thing that we're getting here, is this one spaceship piece. And I know where it is. It's just a bit of a trek to get to it. That's actually not a life force door. I can just, like, skip through here real quick. I probably could just, you know, jump cut to it, because we're going to be jump cutting. Like I said, there's another Floyd mission we have to do, so I'm going to be jump cutting that if we don't get it on, like, the first or second try. But yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll jump cut to until we get to the area of the bridge that we need to be in. So 2 seconds. Okay, now we're in the proper area. This is the spot where we got Gimlet's pants out of the tree. But around the island where the tree is, there's actually another underwater doorway that we need to get to in order to get our next ship part. Actually, Gimlet's just down here. I guess he's going to give that to us here. I thought you just picked it up, like we did in Water Ruin. Jet Force have saved the galaxy and found my pants. What a team! Here, I got some groovy stuff for you. This is from that rusty old ship of Jeff's. Just don't ask me to install it. Technofear, man. Thanks, Gimlet. You've been a big help. And that gives us the cargo bay key, which I guess is a very important component for a spaceship that's not going to be carrying any cargo except for our heroes. So the next place we're going is a little bit of a pain in the butt. But on Goldwood, each character has like their own second level that they go through. I mean, I guess they all go through Interior. But Vila and Lucas each have a special area that only they can access. And for Vila, it's the Lodge. So give me one moment and I'll cut to where we get to the Lodge entrance. Alright, so we're at the end of the outset area. And the entrance to the Lodge is in this underwater door right here. Now, the Lodge is a bit of a pain in the butt, from what I remember. It's kind of like the castle in Tawfrit, where there are a lot of you know, narrow passages and lots of places for enemies to just kind of, I don't know if I would outright say ambush you, but there are a lot of enemies, a lot of big enemies as well. And while we're here, we have to find all the tribals, and we do have to find a spaceship part. This will also give us access to our next, basically new world, where we haven't been yet, because obviously if it's stemming off of an alternate exit from here, then it makes sense. There's a merchant in here. I actually used a merchant prior to coming in here, so I don't need to. There's more capacity upgrades over here. Take those. Tri-rocket. Oh, were those all just tri-rockets? Those are all just tri-rockets. Alright, fine by me. Just gotta, you know, be sure not to kill any tribals with those, because that's, like I said, it's a lot like the castle, so there could be tribals just kind of like hanging out, like around corners that I can't see them, and, you know, explosions happen. We've all been there. A lot of these shield drones, too. Again, like the castle. Actually, do you have... Let me just go do it in the weapons menu, so I don't have to scroll through while I'm trying to fight them. But do we have shurikens on her? I don't know if I picked up the shurikens for her. We did not. Well, hopefully this won't come back to bite us. I mean, if it does, you know, the exit's like the entrance isn't too far, so it like won't take too much backtracking for us to start over. But I could just also go and get the shurikens for her, because these shield guys, the tower shield guys, are pains in the butt on the best of days. Guys back here? No. This is where I came in. You're still here. Actually, I haven't looked in a while, but how many ant heads do I have? Or drone heads? In her inventory. Just curious. Oh, 44 on her. That's fine. I know I mentioned this before, but like if when you get 100 drone heads, 100, 200, and 300, you unlock aesthetic cheats. And I was going to turn on Rainbow Blood. Oh shit. I didn't know there was a life force door just like around the corner. This little guy's over here. Good to know, I suppose. Sorry about that, I don't have a lot of commentary when my co-host is not here. What the? Excuse me. Excuse me. What the fuck are you doing up there? Took a lot longer than it needed to. Okay. These two. So a couple big boys. Where's my explosions? Why did all of those just, like, whiff? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Why did it take that many fucking tri-rockets to the face to kill one guy? That's not right. No wonder I remember this place being such a pain in the ass. So, of course, there's invincibility, like right after I need it. This is why I remember this being so hard, because got those big guys that take like all of the damage. When you're close quarters and your only effective strategy is go ham, you end up losing a lot of health that way. Jesus Christ, how many of these guys are there? Alright. Alright, that was a tad excessive. That's the way I came in. Just a teensy bit, a tiny bit excessive. Why does it default back to a pickup pistol every time? At least got some health. I can farm the health if I need to as well. Machine gun ammo back. Just be careful. Keep an eye out for bears. You. Well, so that is the one nice thing, though, is that I can farm health, because if I leave the room, then come back in, all of the health and ammo will respawn, but the enemies will not. In fact, that might not be a bad idea. Just to, at the very least, recollect the 5-unit Geminis that were over here. Until I'm at full, like, the entrance is, like, right here. Unfortunately, I haven't come across any other tribals that would have accidentally got caught in my fucking crossfire here, because if I kill a tribal by accident, I gotta do it again. Because Greg is not here, it's gonna be easier for me to make the call to, you know, redo an area. Oh, there's the invincibility response too. I could have taken advantage of that. But I didn't, because I was, foolish. Anyway, the point is, like, I can, you know, get back to where I was off screen. In fact, I'm probably going to have to do that. I guess I'm going to, you know, cutting away anyway when I try for that, stupid Floyd mission in Escabone. Ironically enough, the one in Escabone was the first one I ever showed off on the playthrough. I just kind of did it as an example. Yeah, I forgot that was one that I actually had to finish properly. Actually, now that I think about it, I think there's tribals down here, and the flyers can accidentally like fall on them. Thinking of a different area, but there is an area like that where, like, the flyers can fall onto the tribals and kill them that way. I don't have any homing missiles. No, I don't. Oh, thank you. this capacity increase for? Sniper rifle. Yeah, that would have helped. Alright, I'm coming back through here again, because I need more health. I need more ammo. Do I need to go around and see, like, what all ammo is here? Like, there's a full machine gun. This is plasma shotgun, I think. Yeah. Essentially, I'm trying to see if there are any homing rockets I missed. What is this way? I mean, obviously it's more level, but, like, it's another way I can go. I probably should, like, clear out the other way I was going first. Just to keep myself, you know... I try not to have too many objectives open at a time, is what I'm getting at. What are you? Full machine gun as well. Where are you? For fuck's sake, dude. Fucking Gen 1 misses. It's also, this is spray and pray, so that has a low accuracy, but still. I need to farm more health anyway. Those are just full tri-rockets. I was looking for homing missiles, but I suppose tri-rockets will do for now. The important thing is I'm clearing this place out, at the very least a little bit at a time. Okay, this is my current objective, quote-unquote, is. Aren't any other healing bits here now. Alright. I can just, put the gems over here, that's fine. Close enough to the entrance. One moment while I get to full. Okay. Alright, let's head the way with the flyers again, because I was just, like I said, I want to go in one direction at a time, get all I can, and then come back and do other routes. And then we can open up the other Life Force door that's in this area. Here's where all the flyers should already be taken out. Let's just keep an eye out for tribals. Because fortunately none have actually perished yet, so that's pretty much the important thing. Let me just double check. I just want to make double sure. Like it didn't get sneaky on me and say, oh, these guys actually died. I should have 4 collected. Yeah, I have 4 collected, and 11 left. Unfortunately, I don't have a tribal walkthrough on my screen. I just have get all the tribals. I've also listed all of the capacity upgrades that I can get, as if that's super important. Actually, here is the spaceship part. That's Vila's hatch key. So now we're done in this neck of the woods. that's the only other, like, important thing that we need here. That's the only important thing we need here at all. Outside of the tribals, of course. Now, where was the other life force door here? I'm sure I'll find it before, too long. And the area is relatively small. It's just interconnected. Here it is. Any other tribals around here? I didn't see any hanging out in those little hallways either. Alright, what you got? If I remember correctly, maybe this is where the rest of the tribals are? I don't remember there being any enemies here. Like in this little village. There's some money as well. There's a merchant here too. I'll get full ammo so I can get my homing missiles back. Because Lord knows when they'll send like 50 million flyers after me again. No, it's just tribals. It may not be the rest of the tribals, but it's all tribals. Unless I'm missing something. But I just remember being this level being a pain in the ass because of the multitude of enemies, and not because it was hard to locate the tribals. In Lupus's bespoke level on Goldwood, okay, that's the exit. Just check around the perimeter here, see if there are any. In Lupus's, there's actually one. Rim. Kind of an unfortunate name. The Rim area for where Lupus can go, and he's the only one who can go there. That level actually has it sticks in my mind because it actually has a room in it. Oh, I forgot this hut. Ah, there is a merchant here. There's actually a room that not only has a ninja drone, but also a lot of like exploding barrels, and there are like 1 or 2 tribals in it. And not exploding barrels. There are proximity mines and a ninja drone. And I can never remember exactly where the room is, but like once I recognize it, I know I have to get like to the area with the tribals fast and quickly collect them before they die. And it's always a like a butt-clenching moment. Alright. So now we'll go through the other life force door here. And that should lead us to the rest of the tribals, and then we'll have to double back and get to the exit. Which will take us to our next... I don't really like to call them secret areas, it's just like they're new areas that you can only access in this part of the game. Oh Jesus, this is the one where... yeah, all the tribals are over here. They're on those sinking platforms. Still missing a couple. still have one continue as well. So I don't have to worry too much about dying. Come on, lock on. Capacity upgrades. All for homing missiles. Ironically enough. Alright, so those were the only 3 that were on those platforms. So it's a good thing I got those when I did. Full. And I think just like the remaining 2 are probably like in a corner someplace, just hanging out. And I just got to be thorough to find them. Kind of like when I had to go back to Chasm, like as you saw in the little mini video I spliced in post, with the tribals just kind of hanging out in that, like, you know, secret room in the wall. Yeah, I think I don't have to worry about anything else. I just gotta find the tribals. Because the enemies are all gone. That's pretty nice. I certainly don't want to have explosives equipped either way, while I'm looking specifically for tribals. Here. That's where I came from. Aren't any of these little nooks around here? Let me go back near the beginning, because I've been in that room like 5 million times and I didn't see anything. I wouldn't be surprised if they were. I missed a sniper that was in that tree earlier. What about over here? Anything over here? No? About this little nook? That's that door again. And it just leads back to the campfire. Okay. Well, let's back to, I guess, the first area. Down here. Not around here. There's some merchant in here, I think. Yeah. Not in the merchant room? No? Alright, give me a moment. I will go into super sleuth mode and see if I can find these last 2 tribals, and I will jump cut to when I find them. So 2 seconds. Aha! Alright. I was not thorough enough in the room where we got the ship part. And they were just hanging out there. This is actually like the last possible place I could have looked. I like double-checked everywhere else in the level. And that was literally like the last place on the list. the way I was going. So give me 2 seconds. I'll head back to the exit. All right, here we go. Yeah, 41 minutes. Alright, so we're taking off from Goldwood and we're heading to, like I said, our new level that we haven't been to yet. It's not really a planet, but it's an abandoned space station called Space Station. And as you can see, it's also partially destroyed. Now, there aren't any spaceship parts here, but there are a bunch of tribals that we have to get. I don't remember this place being too particularly big of a deal. It's basically just navigating. The inside can be kind of maze-like. But we also have to make sure that, and around in this opening area, that we don't accidentally jump back into our ship and have to redo all of our progress. Let me just make sure, see how many tribals we have. I don't think it's too many. I keep thinking 25. No, it's 12, so it's not too many. But they are all over the place. We'll also be getting a brand new weapon here, one that I will very rarely be using because it's not very good. Not very good. Alright. More tribals hanging out near the vacuum of space. Got a very, what is the word I'm thinking of? Not aesthetic. I hate when again, I hate when thinking of a word. It's usually a very simple word. And I can't think of what. Ambient. It's a very ambient track. That's the word. Also, here's our new gun. I'm not going to bother getting it with our other characters because there's no point. May as well pick it up while we're here. It's a flamethrower. Uh-oh. Remember that berserk flaming drones can damage your health. Yeah, so the flamethrower is a weapon that can light enemies and tribals on fire. And while the on-fire drones are running around in pain, they can also hit you and do damage to you, as you might expect. Also, it eats through ammo like popcorn and can barely hold any of it. I think there's like 30 to start. Like 30... Yeah. Whoops. That's how quickly it goes through ammo. There are literally only like 2 or 3 capacity upgrades in the entire game. And the thing with capacity upgrades is that once they're collected by anyone, they don't respawn. So it's not like you can collect the capacity upgrades with Vila and then come back with Juno and get them. No. Once you get those capacity upgrades, they're assigned to that character forever. And the I think the capacity upgrades by 30 each time. I've been able to get the flamethrower up to 90 total, to my recollection. And even then, it only lasts like 2 seconds. And while it's good at lighting drones on fire, it is not good at doing a lot of damage to the drones. The damage is also very minimal. Guess I can't jump up there. Which is a bit annoying, because getting in there is how I progress to the rest of the level. Please. Can you just... I guess that's not too big of a deal if I, like, accidentally jump into the spaceship now. Because, like, I'll just have to recollect those few tribals that I just got. And there's only, like, a few of them here, but, like, at the same time it is annoying. Because the thing is, like, there is no other exit point here. It's kind of like Water Ruin or Walkway, where this is, like, the only landing pad. So this is the only point of, god damn it, of ingress or egress from the world. So we do have to come back out this way anyway to leave. Alright, that's fine. We gotta sit through the leaving cutscene. It should take us back onto the map screen, though, so we can reselect it. But yeah, we need the other 8. Oh no, it goes back to Goldwood. I thought it... Seriously? 2 seconds. Still, it wouldn't be so bad if you could just skip these cutscenes, but you can't. Alright, so I guess we gotta do the interior portion of the space station first, because otherwise we're just going to run into our spaceship and leave whenever we try to back here after getting the travels. There's the flamethrower increase. I think there are 2 here. There's 2 here. There's also a couple of cluster mines. Cluster mine capacity upgrades, which again isn't a big deal because I don't use the cluster mines that often. Well, that's not it, because that's something I don't have. Well, proximity alarm is going off. I don't see anything. I think the game is trying to be spooky here, but it's just... I wish I could see where the enemies are, especially when I have to save the tribals. You know, we gotta make sure that we don't have... See, where are you throwing grenades at me? Where are you? There's one of you. It's less of an, ooh, spooky, where's the bad guy, and more of a, oh, come on, where's the bad guy? You know what I mean. Right, there's the fuel pad. I don't think we get too much fuel from this. At 25, that's not too bad. So I guess if we go back to where that other tribal I found was. Actually, you know what might be the case with these smaller levels? Because there is a GoldenEye-esque multiplayer mode with this game. I think that bonus totem that I unlocked might have unlocked this as a multiplayer deathmatch map. Then, like, you know, Water Ruin doesn't get one, and it's a small planet. Walkway doesn't get one. I don't remember what they all are, but I also... Fuck you, dude. Oh, no, you're not one of the super tough ones. You're just... You look similar, but you're a different color. You're one of the green ones instead of one of the blue ones. Light blue or whatever. I need to start using my standard maze strats here. Oh, there's another lower level? I'm hearing people throw grenades. It could be grenades or it could be pickaxes. Because sometimes tribals will throw, if they're holding pickaxes, male tribals will throw pickaxes at you to try to get your attention. So that could be what that is, because I hear what sounds like grenades being thrown, but I'm not hearing explosions. Oh, also, is there even a point to this? I guess there's not a point to this room. Okay. It also just dawned on me that when I swapped areas, it took all my fuel away. Not that it's a huge deal, but how many have I gotten now? Just checking the total. Do I have 8? Because if I have 8, I can go back to the beginning. I have 4. Actually, once I have 7, I can go back to the beginning. There's 5 in the opening area, not 4. I don't know why I thought it was 4. Start doing my standard maze strategy, which is following a wall. I usually follow the left wall, because all good adventurers go left. I usually follow the left wall in circumstances like these. I think this takes me back up to the field pad. Back to where there was like a proximity alarm and I couldn't find the bad guy. Yeah, this place has a lot of floors that I forgot. I thought there were like maybe 3. There's 4 evidently, or 4 areas. I don't even know if I've counted correctly. Sometimes I don't know math. This should go back up to the fuel pad. This is the fuel pad. Right, there's the mystery. The mystery capacity upgrade. There's a guy. Another mystery capacity upgrade here. Oh, they're for remote mines, not cluster bombs. Vila definitely does not have remote mines. I already went that way. This is the way I want to go. Alright, so there should be one more tribal around in this area, and then I can go back to the beginning. That's the way back to the beginning. down here. Or not down here. Alright, follow the wall. I'm pretty sure that this whole level's been scrubbed through. So it should be okay to just drop down to this lower level and stay down here now. Following left walls. That goes down to the next level. The next floor, I should say. It's like the same thing, depending on the context, I suppose. Okay, here's the beginning room. I'm thinking all of the enemies are wiped out because Floyd's not chirping. This leads back to the jetpack fuel. What about here? That's just back here again, okay. Alright. Down to the next floor. Oh. Right, there we go. Oh, there's another one. Okay, so there are 8 down here. Alright, fair enough. Alright, back to the beginning. No, that's down. I want to go back up. Darn it. This will eventually take me back to where I was. Eventually. Here we are. Why are you still chirping? There's nobody here. No one I'm worried about anyway. All of the tribals are safe. I don't have to worry about like one guy skulking about being like, I'm gonna shoot you, I guess, because they've all just been like standard blue drones. They're not any real threat. And I do hear a guy. Where's the guy? There he is. He's just been avoiding me. Another one. Either way. Now we're done here. And now I just gotta go get all those tribals I did before and then jump into my ship. So let's get my machine gun ammo back for later. And just get all of you again. One. Should be 2 here. No, I guess the next one up. Yeah, there you are. One next to the flamethrower chest. And then one down here. Excellent. Okay, we are completely done with the space station and have zero reason to come back here, because I'm not going to come back to give other people the flamethrower. Alright, so the next area is Escabon. So we're going to be getting a few things. As well as getting all of the tribals in both the thorax area as well as the another level that we haven't been to yet, but we can get to now that we have the jetpack. We'll also be picking up 2 keys for Vila and the item from the Floyd mission. And I look forward to I look forward to many, many attempts. The upside with the Floyd mission is that, A, it's the last one that we absolutely have to do for the playthrough. There are like 5 Floyd missions in the game. Only 3 of them are required. And one of them you can only do once anyway. That's the one that summons the pyramid in Mizar's Palace. You only do that one once. The ones that you can do for other goodies and things, there's obviously the one in the Anubis that actually got us the earplugs that were required. There's the one here that gets us a required item, and then there's one in Goldwood and one in where is the other one? Spawn Ship, I think. But neither of them actually give you anything particularly useful. They just give you they unlock multiplayer bonuses. It's like a new level or something like that. Yeah, I don't even remember where the 5th one is. I know that there's one on Goldwood. We passed by it before. When we were first getting the red key with Juno, I think. We were right outside the... But I can't for the life of me remember, like, exactly where the 5th one is. I don't think it's on the spawn ship. It's not on the SecNet. I've been through the SecNet so many times at this point. I know it's not there. There isn't one on Tofrit. Actually, I think it might be on Rithessa, now that I think about it. It might be on Rithessa. We'll probably see that because we're basically, like, full clearing 3 levels in Rithessa after we're done here. I see, this would have been nice, or neat to have Greg here for this, because the sniper scope also helps with Floyd. So Floyd can still aim while the sniper scope is up, and it's still Floyd's standard weapon, so you don't have to worry about the slow rate of fire. You can just go ham. Okay, so before we do the thorax, we're gonna go to, as I said, there's another level that we can access from actually right around here. We just need, I don't know if it's this door or the one on the other side. So one of them has a merchant, the other one has the jetpack fuel. I think this actually goes up to like the full 100. No, it only gives you 8, but 8 is all you need, because all you need to do with it, just go on top of the worm guy. that. Alright. Now's not the time for that. That comes later. I don't know why I'm collecting those every time. Alright, let's go closer to the actual exit of the level. Here we go. Just kind of pop in here. And we're in the cortex. So essentially, leading up to the creature's brain. There are tribals in here, just like a handful of them, as well as a spaceship part. And if I remember correctly, there are also like a few drones here and there. Especially, like, I'm fairly sure that there are a decent number of drones in the spaceship part room, but like around where the brain is. But I don't think that there are too many on the way. It's basically just kind of like this really tight corridor here until we get to the brain. Of course, you got synapses firing off, and that's where all the lightning comes from. You have to kind of punch through all this glass, but be careful that you don't kill tribals along the way. At the very least, it's a very small area, so it's not too big of a deal. Like if you mess up and kill a tribal, you can always just run back to the beginning, dip, and then come back in. Yeah, all the tribals are evidently in the corridors. I thought there were some around the brain too, but I guess I was wrong. But there's only 5 of them, and no drones, so it's easy to get those guys. Now we're in the brain room, and we need to do some platforming. Oh, ouch. We need to do some platforming to get the spaceship part. And I was jumping for that health. I don't think I'm going to worry too much about the health, because I have 3 continues, and if I have so much problems with dying at this part, I can always just collect the tribals and then leave to lock in my tribal total, and then just, like, keep retrying this part without having to worry about collecting the tribals every single time. I don't think it'll come to that, though. This bit is a little bit challenging with how platforming is. It's not terribly difficult. In fact, I remember in my original playthrough all those years ago, I think this was one of the first spaceship parts I got. The very first one I got was in the that one in the extra level on the Anubis, because one of my friends knew where it was, and he told me. So I was just hanging out at his house, and he's like, yeah, we'll go over here. Like, he hadn't beaten the game before, but like he had rented it, and had gotten further than I had. Because I think I've mentioned before that I had a lot of trouble on the Mechanids when I was a kid. I mean, I say when I was a kid. I was a teenager by that point, but I was relatively a kid. I'm an old man now. But anyway, that's the spaceship part. That is the, what is it? The oxygen tank. I say old. I don't really like to say that I'm old, and it's not a thing of like, oh, I'm so old. It's more along the lines of I just kind of like go to it because a lot of people complain that they're old. I mean, a lot of people complain they're old these days when they turn like fucking 17. So I don't fucking know, but like usually, like the way that the way that I don't know if I want to say label people based on age. I don't really consider people to be old until they're like 65. Oops, wrong button. I am middle-aged. I'm 41. So I can at least say that I'm middle-aged. I wouldn't say, like, in all seriousness, say that I'm actually old by this point. No. Old, at least to me, is 65. It's like my parents. My parents are old because they're in their late 60s. All right, so we've cleared out the cortex. Now let's we're gonna work on the thorax. The thorax. There's 2 tribals we can get on these platforms, and if for any reason we don't get both of them on one go, then we can just jetpack up and try again, like so. So knowing. This is the one with the... Yep, it is. So knowing where that particular tribal is... we can access all 4 of those pillars via these holes in the top. So that's those 2. Pretty sure that the tribals aren't too terribly difficult to get without killing them in this game. In this level. I just know that I do have to get all of them with Vila, because there is an underwater section, if I remember correctly. And the tribals are hanging out. There are a couple of tribals, at least hanging out past said underwater section. Basically just kind of like surviving your way through, much like I did with Lupus. But this area, as we've seen before, is not a particularly hard one. It's just we have to be a little bit more paying attention to detail so that we can make sure to get all the tribals. And, right, Vila does not have her magenta key yet, so she can't go out the butt. Silly as that is to say, but we all know the context at this point. But we do get, basically her magenta key is where Lucas got it. I think she can get it from the same place that Juno got his as well. Actually, no. I think Juno gets his here, too. Everybody gets their magenta key here. But we'll also get the blue key for Vila here as well. Bro. Wow. That was silly. Alright. Guess we're using our pistol for a bit. Is this machine gun ammo? No, it's not. Why would it be? So who's going to use the fucking plasma shotgun in here? It might be a better bet. I don't know. I don't use it that much because it's not. It's very dependent on charging. Of course, it's going to be plasma shotgun ammo when I pick up their guns. There. Like, I'm not saying that the plasma shotgun isn't powerful, it just, in order to get that power, you have to charge it up, and it's, you know, a pain to do that. Especially when you're in a, you know, a major firefight like this. Oops. Got my whistles for them in a second. That's fine there, all the ants are gone, I think. No, they're not. There's one left. There's always one left. Just hanging out, just out of sight. And this kind of attention to detail is why it took me forever to find all of the tribals in the lodge. There's full machine gun ammo, and homing missiles, and retire rockets. Alright, let's swap back to my machine gun then. Let me just make sure... I can't jump on that anyway. Yeah, this was all healing items over here. Okay, no tribals. And the tribal meter did not pop up, so none of them died. And you see, if Mizar really wanted to be an asshole, he would hide tribals out in the open with drones nearby shooting at you. But like the life force doors would be linked to the tribals' lives. So in order to progress, he would have to kill the tribals, and then that would stop you from finding all of the ship parts. Because Jeff is such a stickler for this. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Alright, 2 seconds while I go all the way back out and come back to this point again, I guess. Alright, here we go. Take care of these guys first. Or I guess I fucking won't. Okay, I'll explain what happened there and why I'm on. Well, the main reason I'm on Goldwood right now is because because of the circumstances that just happened a little bit ago. I'm on Goldwood again, so I may as well, while I'm thinking about it, get the shurikens for Vila. They might be handy. They might come in handy, I should say. But yeah, basically what happened, let's get this out of the way now. I got back to the point where I was, and as you saw, I was going to attempt kind of a different strategy of using homing missiles on the flyers, so that they wouldn't shoot at the tribals when I rushed toward them. But then, of course, because why wouldn't they, some drone got up in my face, intercepted the missile I was shooting, and I guess it caused some kind of a memory overload error to happen, and the game crashed. So I reloaded the game because I was fairly sure I know for a fact that I had saved the game many times just to see how much I would have to redo. And as it turns out, when I selected Vila on the character select, it brought me back to Mizar's Palace. Essentially before I did anything collectathon related with her. I checked my tribal count. I was still missing those 4 tribals in the chasm area. So at the very least, it was before the extra stuff I did in between videos. So if I kept going with that state, I would have had to redo like the fucking Floyd mission on the Anubis again. Fortunately, while I was searching for those last 2 tribals in the Goldwood Lodge, I had made a restore point just in case I fell off of a cliff, or I accidentally triggered the exit while searching around the launch pad. So I've only had to find those tribals again, or finish, lock in my tribals for the lodge, and I've just finished redoing all of the space station, and I figure I would just get the I talked about getting the shurikens earlier, so may as well get them while I'm here. So I did that, and now I have to get back to where I was on Escabone again. I have to redo the Cortex as well, so just a moment. Alright, let's try this again. Get the tribals this time, because these jackasses are the only ones shooting at me. And I have made, damn it. That's actually what I was going to get. I became so paranoid. I kept updating my goddamn restore point every time I reached a goddamn milestone. Like, it took me like a half hour to get back to where I am from where it crashed. And, it's not the biggest of deals, but it is frustrating. But so long as we're back on track now, that's all I care about. So I don't think I'm necessarily going to be able to get where I wanted to tonight, because I wasted too much time redoing everything. I'm at least going to try to clear Escabone, because it's like 1:30 in the morning now, and on the nights before my days off, I usually at least try to be in bed by 2. There's like a lot of other stuff. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that I was going to be doing today anyway. That's what I had planned on doing today. And by a lot of stuff, I mean just like, sitting around and stuff like, because, the new episode of Kamen Rider Zets came out tonight. Watch that. Another thing that I was watching that I wanted to make progress on, but like my plans just got like an upheaval. More fucking flyers. The worst part is just these stupid red drones are such bullet sponges that it takes forever to get them out of my fucking face. And there's flyers everywhere, and I've already seen that they can very easily kill tribals. like, now my priority is just, like, killing the flyers as soon as they show up, while also making sure that I'm not, like, aiming at any tribals. Like, I don't mind if, like, all of the red drones that show up, if they, like, target me, I want them to target me, because when they're targeting me, they're not targeting the tribals. The ninja drones, as far as I know, are the only kinds of drones that actually actively target tribals. I think this is where I get my blue key. So I get my magenta key in the same place that Lupus did. Indeed. Okay. But I just gotta make sure that, you know, that the tribals aren't in the general direction in which I'm firing. Well, then again, it really doesn't matter too much if I'm using homing missiles. And I started using homing missiles on the flyers because that's, like, the primary surefire way to make sure that they're dealt with. Because otherwise I'm spraying a bunch of machine gun bullets and likely missing half of them. And it takes a whole fucking magazine to kill, like, 1 out of the 5 flyers that are there. There's another guy here. What's this? Oh. Good news, everyone. I don't have to do the Floyd mission here. I thought that clearing the Floyd mission with the proper medal, or with the proper rating, would get you the magazine. I had forgotten that it was just, you know, in this area, and that makes me feel a whole lot better, because now I'm not going to be wasting all of my time. Like, I still don't think that I'm going to be, you know, I still don't think I'm going to be playing too much longer after this. I think I'm going to just get the rest of everything I need here, and then we can go to the next area, because after this I was going to do Rithessa, which is probably going to take a while, because there are 4 areas in Rithessa. Lupus can only go to 2 of them, and can only full clear 1 of them as far as tribals are concerned. The other 2 of the areas are only accessible via blue key, so Lupus can't go to them anyway. And 1 of them, you need the magazine, so the specialty magazine, not like like the, you know, like magazines with bullets in them, like I was talking about earlier. And considering that you have to be Vila to get the magazine, you know, it only makes sense for Vila to get basically all of the tribals in 3 full areas. Because the bluff, again, we needed the blue key to get to certain areas. Then we've got Ascent and Mine, which are only accessible by a blue key, ultimately. I just need to find my way back, and also there are 2 more tribals. I'm pretty sure they're on the way to the boss. Don't quite remember, but we'll see. This is the way back out. We might have to go back in there if I am indeed missing the last 2 tribals in there, but I don't think I am. There's a lot of tribals in there, but, like, not, like, 10 of them. Well, you know what I mean. I'm pretty sure the last two are just, like, you know, on the normal route. And even though I don't think I need it, I still want to make sure that I pick up the magenta key before I leave. Actually, there are tribals in here. This is where the last two tribals are. Let's say, yeah, there they are. Okay, all the tribals are gotten. I was saying, let's use the homing missiles just to be sure. Get through them quickly. But so yeah, we don't actually have to do the Floyd mission here. That's actually a load off my mind. Pretty happy about that. Oh, I guess I do need the magenta key anyway. That's fine. This just leads out to the butt. And the butt just leads to, you know, where the Mechanids were. We don't have to fight the Mechanids again, thankfully. This will just take the path that we took before out to the ship. And then I'll call it, and oh, here we go. Alright, that was my fault. So yeah, there are basically four more areas, 2 more planets I have to visit with Vila. None of them for, well, actually one of them for, there is a ship piece on Rithessa as well. But we're basically getting all of the tribals from the Bluff, the Ascent, and the Mine. And then Vila is also the only team member that can collect all the tribals on the spawn ship. So yes, we did have to go to the spawn ship anyway with Juno to get that one ship piece. But then after Rithessa, we're going to go to the spawn ship for tribals. So let's just go ahead and save our progress here on Rithessa. And I'll double save. I'll make double sure that we have a fucking restore point ready to go, because I am not doing all that again. But until then, I've been Captain Floofers, and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?